Hello and welcome to CATEX-TV. It's 12:30 in Bermuda, 11:30 Eastern Time, and 4:30 p.m. here in London. Today in history, well, historically today's been a pretty safe day. There's not much happened in history really. From a disaster point of view, today in 1926, a forest fire burnt 900 acres and killed 2 people in San Luis in California. Not a safe day if you're Henry Ford. Today in 1947, Henry Ford, the car manufacturing pioneer, died at the age of 83. Today in 1990, a fire killed 110 people on a ferry in Norway, and in an unrelated event, 30 people died on the same day as a ferry flipped over in Burma. And now to the news. Health experts have renewed their warnings today that a new form of superbug that gives bacteria the power to resist virtually all known antibiotics is spreading quickly, posing a global health disaster. Antibiotic-resistant infections have reached unprecedented levels now and outstrip our ability to fight them with drugs. In a further warning from European health experts, each year in the EU, over 250,000 people die of bacterial infections that are able to outsmart even the newest antibiotics. The World Health Organization has said the situation has reached a critical point. A united push to make new drugs is urgently needed, it says. Without a concerted effort, people could be dealing with without a concerted effort, people could be dealing with a nightmare scenario of a worldwide spread of untreatable infections, says the World Health Organization. One example is the New Delhi or NDM1 superbug recently found in UK patients. They brought the infection back with them from countries like India and Pakistan, which they had visited for medical treatment and cosmetic surgery. These superbugs are resistant to carbapenem antibiotics, which is concerning for experts because they are some of our most powerful weapons and used for hard-to-treat infections that evade other drugs. Given the growth of travel and trade in Europe across the world, people should be aware that until all countries tackle this, no one alone can be safe. That quote from Mr. Jacob, who is the regional WHO director for Europe. According to Cardiff University researchers, that's Cardiff University in Wales, who made the discovery last August, they say that the bacteria, this new genetic resistance of bacteria, genetic resistant to antibiotics, have contaminated Delhi's drinking water supply, meaning millions of people there could be carriers. Dr. Timothy Walsh and his team collected 171 swabs of seepage water and 50 public tap water samples from sites within a 12-kilometer radius of central New Delhi between September and October last year. The NDM1 gene was found in 2 of the 50 drinking water samples and 51 of the 171 seepage samples. But we'll keep you updated on any development on that. The Australian Prime Minister Gillian Gillard, whose picture I think you can see, has recently accused insurers of cowardice for not appearing at a disaster victims meeting in Ipswich, Queensland, which was badly affected by the flooding that hit Brisbane and its surrounding areas in January this year. Assistant Treasurer Bill Shorten has previously accused insurers of corporate cowardice. Gillian said that the government would name and shame insurers who refused to face their customers. However, she admitted Australia had a competitive economy and it was not within her power to order insurers to pay up or to alter retroactively the terms and conditions of the policies they sold. Speaking to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Mrs. Gillard said they didn't stump up, they didn't have the courage to go, and we are very, very critical of that lack of courage and ability to sit with Queenslanders and work their issues through. The Prime Minister added that her thought that there was evidence in parts of Queensland of individual claims having been treated in a callous way. Okay. Now, we are approaching the hurricane season. We looked at this about a month or so ago, but we're going to look at it again, which is the all-critical sea temperatures in the Atlantic and how they are now, how they compare to averages, and that'll give us some indication of what one might expect from the Atlantic hurricane season this year. So the first picture that we're looking at here is essentially where the temperatures are today. It's the average of the last 7 days from surface temperature buoys throughout the Atlantic, and we can see that there's in the sort of all critical eastern Atlantic where hurricanes incubate and the track they take across, that the temperatures are about 27.5 degrees centigrade. When we look how that compares for the average monthly temperatures for April, that's taken between 1971 and 2000, we can see that they are pretty much in line with those averages, maybe a little bit cooler.